7 matches in the afternoon. It is Englishman Martin Lukeman, and he will take on the Czech youngster Adam Gawlas. Gawlas making his 4th European Tour appearance, where Martin Lukeman is playing in his 3rd. All of them being this year. He lost in the first round of the International Darts Open to Dimitri van den Berg. Had a good run at the German Darts Championship, where he beat both Jimi Hendrix and Damon Heta to eventually lose out to Michael van Gerwen. And this Dan, who is sitting beside me, could be a nice one, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This isn't a game which necessarily jumps
first leg,
off
Martin
the page.
to throw first. Game on.
For people who perhaps haven't watched a great deal of Pro Tour stuff this year, you might not be going into this thinking somebody might have post the highest average of the day.
100.
But you might get that from this game, because Martin Lukeman is really starting to feel comfortable in PDC darts. And although he's not a teenager anymore, because he's just turned 20, Adam Gawlas, I think, has got something.
92.
I think we saw him in Budapest have a run to the quarterfinals last year, but I just think that he's going to get better and better as the years go on. I hope so, anyway.
He's done what a youth player usually does. They go up, 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 and then they have that little dip. And I think he's had the dip now, and he's coming back up again. And normally when we say that, his 2nd peak will be higher than his 1st peak.
Yeah. And look, you look at people who've been in the game for decades, they don't all go on at the same level. They go up, they go down, they go up, and you can argue
100.
about when Peter Wright was playing his best darts or when Mervyn King was or whatever. But you could probably pick in those two guys' careers 2, 3, 4 different periods where you could say that was when they were at their best.
44.
Look, if Adam Gawlas is still playing PDC darts when he's Mervyn King's age, then fair play to him, he'll be a billionaire.
We won't be there anymore, though.
I won't be. I will have been sacked long before that. Don't you worry about that, Jack. Martin Lukeman, 2 treble visit to leave himself on 62. Gawlas would love 45 at the end of this. So he's just going to hit a 180, and that would leave 45.
Oh! 120.
He was only at 40 anyway.
Martin
62.
requires 62.
Looking for the treble 10. He's missed the 10, so 16 will leave tops.
Oh, well, the first one, you can afford to miss that big number. It doesn't really make much difference. The second one, you can't. And that's a problem for Martin Lukeman.
Which way is Gawlas going to go? They seem to go bull a lot of the times as well these days, but he goes the 19 route. Missed the treble there, misses the treble 18, so the finish not on the cards anymore.
97. Martin, you require 40.
Well, 3 darts to hold throw.
He shot the
Needs
first
one, and
leg.
Martin Lukeman gets it done. And if you wanted to pick out the best game we've seen on the European Tour so far this year, you would do very, very well. You'd do very well to beat Martin Lukeman's victory over Damon Heta in the last Euro
60.
Tour, because it was incredible. Damon Heta didn't miss anything for about 4 legs as he came from behind, ended up with an average of 108.
59.
But then he did miss a big number, just what Martin's done there. Didn't get a match dart, Martin Lukeman won it. 104 average, best we've ever seen from him.
So if I would ask you, what is the strength of Lukeman?
140.
Where does it lie? Is he good at scoring? Is he good at finishing? Is he good under pressure? Or has he got no weaknesses?
Well, I think it's
100.
the finishing from what I've seen, and it is pretty limited. It's his 2nd year on the tour, and he wasn't pulling up trees in the first year, but he was, looked all right. But he's
57.
been around for a long, long while. He's played, played UK Open qualifiers back when we had them.
It seems to be sometimes a little bit snatchy, his throw. As if he doesn't follow through like Gawlas does.
Well, I love Gawlas's action for the moment I saw him, which was on the European Tour. This, the Euro Tour once again finding new players for us. But he's one of the few younger players coming through who actually plays quite slowly.
Yeah.
And it's methodical, and it may not be as lightning quick and eye-catching as Keane Barry or any number of other young players we could name. Leighton Bennett we've seen on the Pro Tour this year. But it can be very, very good. And Czech Darts looks in a pretty good position with him and Karel Sedláček, who's here this weekend. Gets a bye for the first round. You might have seen him saying hello to Adam on the walk-on, the World Cup partners.
Yeah, there's a few more coming through, I think. A few youngsters.
Thomas Hudek.
Yeah.
Ooh, can't take the 144, Martin Lukeman.
128. Adam, you're
128. Needs to start on the 18th. Does so, and he's now the treble 20 to leave the ball. It's just a little short on the treble. That means Lukeman's going to get the chance to break. By the way he's playing at the moment, you'd think he'd get it.
He doesn't. All three missed. And Martin Lukeman offers up a chance for Gawlas to hold his throw. That's an easy chance.
It's the finish that sealed Van Peer's win, basically, against Larsen. He needs top Scots, one dart.
32. Martin, you require 8. He's on the second leg.
4 is there. And he's being allowed to just open up a bit of a gap here, Martin Lukeman.
Game on.
I want to ask you, Jacques Noylaert, the man to my right, is a man, he is Mr. Darts. He knows everything about the game. But were even you surprised, Jacques,
95.
when Barry Van Peer went 2 treble 14s for double top in that previous game?
The only one I've ever seen him do that, I think, before is Bobby George. He used to go that way.
That sounds like a very Bobby George shot.
1-2-1 and 1-2-4, he used to go that way.
85.
Not sure if it's the right way to go to, though.
Oh, it's obviously the wrong way to go, but it is entertaining and it's interesting. I should have asked him about it. Mind you,
100.
He only managed to swear once in the interview, so maybe it's best to cut it shorter.
These Dutch people, they always swear, don't they?
Yeah, they're awful, Jack, honestly. No sense of decency, man.
140.
It's always an interesting weekend, this Easter weekend on the European Tour, because unlike most of them, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and you always get big crowds on the Saturday. And for guys who haven't played lots of Euro Tours and maybe haven't experienced the big crowds on Saturdays and Sundays that we normally get, this can be an alien atmosphere. I mean, even Boris was blown away. We've seen him play in lots of big TV tournaments.
It's difficult to explain how different this is to a TV tournament audience-wise as well. But it is different, isn't it? There's a different feel to it.
The word you're looking for, Jack,
99.
Better. It's better.
European Tour ambassador.
Well, quite right. Why wouldn't you be the ambassador for the greatest tour in professional sport? Martin Lukeman doesn't stay straight. That dart costs him if he's allowed to return. Because Gawlas, you would think with that slow, methodical action, he's not going to miss big numbers, is he?
No.
Unless he skews this into the double 5 as he's wandering around the oche. Oh, that's good. It was tricky and he negotiated it very, very well.
Fourth leg, Adam to throw first.
Yeah, he likes the walkie-talkie, Gawlas. I've seen him do it before. He's quite good at it as well. Some people just want to switch quickly to the 90s, but he likes to walk around his first dot, like James Wade sometimes does.
Well, it feels like everything is so straight That's all he does. He just lines up his body in line with what he's throwing. He doesn't turn his body or anything. He just moves it left and right. It's like a catapult. Whereas
51.
Martin Lukeman, you get the feel, he's very much a sort of ball pivot. He just sort of stands there. He's not moving. He just stands there and twists and goes wherever he wants. He's a turret of a man, is Martin Lukeman.
45.
Ooh. He goes astray there. Gawlas.
$140. $60.
Who are the most exciting young Dutch players right now, Jacques?
99.
Getting ridiculously excited about before they've even actually achieved anything. Are we talking about the ladders at the Lakes? Is Bradley Roos?
Bradley Roos, yeah, he is really good, but maybe not as quick fire as some of the other Dutch players are.
58.
He's on the GC World Championship, I think.
Yeah.
A year ago. He's really good as well, but they need a little bit of time. One of your favourites, I think,
140.
he's maybe not a youngster anymore.
Andrew Gilding?
Danny Jansen?
Oh, Danny Jansen, yeah. Oh, Danny Jansen's definitely a youngster.
Yeah.
I don't believe it when I look at that hair. It's got to have taken more than 19 years to cultivate that mullet, but what a player he is.
125.
The youth system in the Netherlands is really, really good, so you're always going to have new young players coming through. I think where we struggle a little bit in the Netherlands is between the age of 18 and 21. That's
31.
where the gap is, basically. And that's where some fade out.
153.
Well, I think you see that a lot all over the place. Certainly been some very promising players from Britain that have looked great as kids and then haven't trained on. But that's the same in all sport, isn't it?
97. Martin, you require 40.
Make a comeback at 40 years old. Look, Martin Lukeman is 37, and it's only in his late 30s where he's got himself on the tour and is playing the best darts of his career. Can he go 3-1 up? He can.
He's on a full play.
You get the feeling that Gawlas isn't scoring well enough in this one. He needs to up that.
Fifth leg, Martin to throw first.
Lukeman's had 9 darts at double. Gawlas has only had 2 so far in this game. He hasn't scored well enough to give himself chances. And that has to change.
96.
Lukeman this year has been playing really well on the Pro Tour as well. You obviously see nearly every match there, I sometimes think, and commentate on it. Got to the quarterfinals in Barnsley in April. So not too long ago, not even a week ago.
97.
Yeah, he was impressive. Well, he kept winning. He wasn't chucking enormous averages, but he was winning. And that's all you can do. Doesn't matter. They don't write averages when they hand the cheque over to you for
60.
£3,500 or whatever it is for getting to the quarterfinals. I forget. It's more than I earned that day. Let's put it that way.
Oh, giving a little inside there.
yeah.
People at home just think.
I just thought I was getting. Yeah, I know Danny Jansen's on 12 grand. I bet Dawson's on like 20 for sitting in Barnsley all day. Winner of this one takes on the German giant Gabriel Clemens, who's been bumped up into the seeds this weekend. Now, it would be a player who 2 months ago you go, oh, quite fancy having a crack at Gabriel. Looks a bit off his game. The last fortnight or so, he started playing some very good stuff. The question is whether he can perform with 3,000 fans here in Munich, all demanding that he perform.
But they'll be behind him, though.
They'll be behind him, but that can bring its own pressures, as you know, Jan.
And sometimes Gabriel, I think Max enjoys the crowd behind him a bit more than Gabriel does.
58. Martin
require 105. Gabriel to develop a bit of a nasty streak. Just something where he likes beating people up. You can sort of see it in Martin Lukeman. He's got some fight in him, whereas Gabriel, he might average 107 and blast people off the board, but you just want him to really go up there with the mindset of wanting to tear somebody's head off on the dartboard. And you never get that. Yeah, you never get that feeling.
Martin, you require 69.
Again, Gawlas a treble behind, and that's been the story of the match so far. Lukeman to double 16. And you think
53.
Even when he misses, he's going to come back.
And you require 148.
I'm pretty sure a few minutes ago I said it was his finishing that I was impressed with. He's not been very good in this game, but it hasn't needed to be yet.
76 left, so 20s it should be.
Ugh.
73.
Well, that's a horrible dart.
Aussie requires 16.
And the jack predicted, Lukeman comes back,
on a fifth
Lukeman eventually hits it,
Lukeman.
Lukeman gets the leg. It's a story we've
Fifth
seen
leg
4 times now in this
first.
game, and if we see it a
Game
couple
on.
more times, it will be smash versus the German giant.
It's just not going for Gawlas at the moment.
79.
He's in the second year of his tour card as well, Gawlas. Got it
94.
early in his career. I've talked to him a couple of times over the last few years, because sometimes he comes to the Netherlands and we see each other, and he struggled in the first year, where he thought he was already made by getting the tour card. In the Czech Republic, everyone's always cheering for the Czech players, even if they win one match and then quickly lose.
58.
I think Karel had the same problem a little bit. They need to toughen up a little bit and don't be happy with just being there, but go through the rounds.
Well, it's hard.
It is.
It is hard. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. But Adam Gawlas just giving us a little flavour of what he's about. He's going to get plenty of time to get down from 107.
80.
Even more after that dart.
And you require 107.
He's got time. He's going to 20. It's quite a long way off the treble there, though. You've got the feel he's just
54.
not there yet.
I'm getting the numbers right here. Oh, well, I was saying getting the numbers right because I thought he'd go for the ball with the last dart. But in the end, he gambles and it pays off.
Fat 13. That's good. And then tops.
$43.
Oh.
Aussie require 135.
This could look tempting, and that looks a very tempting first dart. Treble 20 would leave the ball.
110.
Agonisingly close from Martin Lukeman, and that might well have been the game because it would have been a breaker throw. But Adam Gawlas, who is getting the weight of darts slightly wrong at times, this is a very tricky double to hit. But that's
on the sixth flag,
pretty good, to be fair. 4-2.
Seventh flag, Martin to throw first. Game
Still
on.
looks cool, calm. Gawlas even at 4-2 down. He needs to break
96
in the remainder of the match if he wants to come back tomorrow.
Well, we saw in Budapest when he had a run to the quarterfinals that he would play with this. His demeanour does not change when he's on the hockey.
39.
But he can celebrate, you know. He can go a bit mad. There's a lot going on in that young man's head. He just keeps it under wraps until he just lets it all out.
Now, we're not that far away from the Czech border here either, so there might be a few fans from the Czech Republic in the audience.
Well, certainly Councillor Larchek's here. He's mates with Keen Barry, because obviously he spent some time in Czech Republic. His girlfriend Barbara's here. She's down in the crowd, so he's got a little pocket of support.
100.
Oh, there we go. There's Carroll.
Yep.
You'll see him in action tomorrow after receiving a bye through today's action. And he might well be dangerous. You know, he's playing some good darts.
43.
Yeah, he almost seems to have relaxed a little bit after losing the card.
I think for some players it's a bit like that, isn't it? Your second year of the tour card, and you think, I've got to win this much, I've got to win this much, I've got to win this much, or I'll lose my card. and there's pressure on you. Here, he's just playing with the house money. If I qualify for stuff, it's just free. I'm not defending anything. I've not got any status to protect.
123. Martin, you require 105.
The Christoph Ratajski. Rob Malarkey and I were talking about it earlier. Now then. Double 16 for a 105. And a very simple looking checkout from Martin Lukeman to move 5-2 up, and he mops a bit of sweat from the brow, but I'm surprised he's even got any, because he hasn't really been put through his paces here.
123.
Maybe this relaxes Gawlas a little bit, and he starts hitting the trebles a little bit better.
134.
He knows he can do better than this, and he seems to hit the first one a little bit better now.
Little raise of the eyebrows, wondering where they were in the previous leg.
It's the tension on the arm, isn't it? When it tightens up a little bit, it just makes the world of difference on the dartboard.
100.
I would imagine, particularly with that throw, which I like, and it's very mechanical and methodical, and you would think reliable, but when it is a little bit rigid and clunky, it's difficult to throw with fluency. And look, we have seen him play some great stuff and look really fluid. The World Cup, go and watch their World Cup game. They lost in the first round to Poland. I think Ratajski and Gawlas were both averaging about 120.
Adam Uruguay 103.
84, treble 20 and double 12 then. And he's got a bit of time this time. Oh.
Game shot, yay flag,
pulls it back to
Gawlas.
5-3.
High flag, Martin to throw fast.
This
Game on.
relaxed feeling, because he needs it more in this leg than in the previous
140.
one. That one went in 12 darts. Again, first dart, right where he wants it. In the middle of the treble, and on top of it.
And only comes away with 20 more points. And that might be the moment that Adam Gawlas thought the game's gone.
60.
That's only a 60 though. He's not out of this.
It's a leg and a half.
98.
First start is in the treble every time. They like it here. A little community singing 96. In Germany always goes a long way.
They love a nice friendly tune in Germany. They do the one where they go hello upstairs, hello downstairs, and they do that and then clap at the end of it. They have a nice little sing along. We're all having a lovely time.
60.
You go to England and they're just singing about how they want to beat the living hell out of each other in a car park. Much friendlier on the Euro Tour again. Why it's the best tour in professional sport. And it looks like one where Martin Lukeman is going to be picking up another win, because he leaves himself 71 for the match, and Gawlas has got to find a treble to leave a finish, and that's not going to happen. So 6 darts from here for Martin Lukeman to wrap up another victory.
Martin, you require 71.
Treble 13 gives him 2 darts, a double 16 not to be, but he goes to tops.
31.
And he's got time.
Well, it's exactly what we've seen all match, or the vast majority of it. Martin Lukeman scores better than Adam Gawlas. He misses some darts at double, but he gets some more and takes the leg.
40. Martin, you require 40.
Are we seeing the same story again?
Game
we are.
Shot.
And will we see another story involving Martin Lukeman doing some damage on the European...
Martin Lukeman, congratulations. Another win on the Euro Tour. It's dead easy, this, isn't it?
No, that was really scrappy, that one. Oh, just so happy to get through it.
Look, we saw you play some really good stuff on the Euro Tour last time out. We've seen you play some good stuff on the Pro Tour. Are you playing the best darts of your life right now?
100%. I'm putting a graft in now, so I'm starting to get the results. Last year was a big wake-up call for me, and this year I'm putting the work in, and it's mission keep my tour card.
Well, the mission's going well at the moment. What do you think about the prospect of playing on this stage tomorrow in front of all of these guys against the German #1 Gabriel Clemens?
Yeah, he's a great... He beat me last week, didn't he, in the quarterfinals? So I owe him one.
A little bit of revenge on the menu, is it?
I'm I've beaten a lot of players that beat me last year, so touch wood.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Smash Martin Lukeman. He's back tomorrow to take on the German giant.